They think an old dog stops loving you when he stops running to the door. That is the biggest lie about a loyal heart. My mind still sprints to that front door every single time I hear the key turn in the lock. My heart still leaps the way it did 14 years ago. But my legs have become strangers to me. They don't answer anymore. They just ache, burn, and refuse to move. So I lie here and watch the door open from across the room. They walk in, look at me briefly, and move on. And the worst part, I am terrified, not of dying. I made peace with dying a long time ago. What terrifies me is that they will think I stopped loving them, mistaking my silence for distance and confusing my broken body for a broken heart. Because my heart is not broken, my heart is screaming. My name is Cobre. I am a German shepherd, broad-chested, deep-eyed, the kind of dog people used to cross the street to avoid because I looked like I carried authority in my bones. And I did, once. I have watched 14 winters paint frost across this backyard. I have seen the oak tree outside the kitchen window grow taller than the roof. I have watched a tiny girl who used to sleep on my back become a young woman who now sleeps behind a closed door. That is how old I am. Not in numbers, in seasons lived, in children grown, in families changed. And I am still here, watching, waiting, loving. If you have ever wondered what your dog is actually feeling behind those quiet, still eyes, stay with me, because what I am about to tell you, nobody ever says out loud. A human measures a dog's life in years. A dog measures a human's life in loyalty. We always count higher. There is a ritual I want to tell you about. Something so small that no human would ever write it down or remember it. But I remember it. I have never forgotten it. Every single morning for 14 years, before he left for work, the father would crouch down beside me and scratch behind my left ear. Not the right, always the left. It was our thing. Our quiet, unspoken agreement that said, I see you, you matter, I will come back. Then one morning, he just didn't. He grabbed his keys, walked past me, and the door closed. I stared at the space where he had been standing. I did not understand it. My legs pushed against the floor, and I almost stood up. There was a desperate, irrational moment when I wanted to drag myself directly in front of him to block his path, looking up into his face to ask why today was different. Did he forget, or did he just stop needing me? I wanted him to notice. I wanted one more scratch behind the left ear before the door closed. But my body failed the argument before it could begin, so I stayed where I was and watched him leave. He has not done it since. I do not think he even remembers stopping. That is the strange thing about aging. The losses arrive disguised as tiny forgotten rituals. But here is what nobody talks about when they talk about old animals. Aging stole my speed and strength. It locked my hips, set fire to my joints, and made every single step feel like walking on broken glass. Aging took all of that from me, but it never once touched my soul. That is the part humans misunderstand. Aging changes what you can do. It does not change how deeply you feel. My body may be shrinking, but my love has not aged a single day. If anything, it has become heavier because old dogs carry years the way old trees carry rings. Everything stays inside us. Every greeting, every walk, every promise, and every goodbye. The body weakens, but the memories do not. I still feel everything, why not? A dog lives and dies on their loyalty to their humans. A dog stays the entire course, no matter the situation. Humans stop at the slightest inconvenience. You assume that when a body gets quiet, the spirit gets quiet too. But what if you are wrong? What if the people and animals you have slowly stopped noticing are still reaching for you with everything they have left, and you simply cannot see it because you stopped looking? Think about that. Really think about it. I want to tell you about what I used to be able to do, because they have forgotten, and I need someone to remember. There was a time when nothing entered this yard without my permission. A delivery truck could stop 3 houses away, and I already knew it was coming. A squirrel could touch the fence, and I would be there before its feet landed. The father used to laugh and call me his security system with fur. And once, when the daughter was 7, a stray dog rushed toward her from the darkness near the park. I did not hesitate. I launched myself between them and took the impact against my shoulder before it ever reached her. Later, everyone called me brave, but bravery had nothing to do with it. She was mine. That was enough. Then there was the year the father lost his job. The difficult, quiet year when the house forgot how to laugh. Some nights he would sit alone on the kitchen floor long after everyone else was asleep. I would find him every single time. I would place my head on his knees and stay there until the shaking stopped, sometimes for hours. I never left first. Back then I could run the length of the property without thinking, leap into the truck in a single motion, and patrol the house all night. Now I cannot walk from the bedroom to the front door without stopping twice. My legs negotiate with every step, and people see age before they see me. And that may be the hardest part, not losing strength or speed, but slowly becoming invisible while your heart remains exactly the same. And here is a cruel part of being old no one prepares you for. The world only celebrates strength, not weakness. When you're young, people notice your presence. When you're old, they notice what you can no longer do. And whether you walk on 2 legs or 4, that hurts in exactly the same place. But let me tell you about my hips, since we are being honest. Everyone in this house believes my hips gave out from old age, from years of running and wear. They feel sorry for me in a careful, distant way. They do not know the truth. The daughter, when she was small, was terrified of thunderstorms. It was the kind of terror that shook her whole small body and made her cry without sound. So every night that the sky turned angry, I would leave my bed and lie on the hard wooden floor directly beside her. Not on the soft rug by the door, but right beside her so she could reach down in the dark and feel my fur. I did this for 4 years. The floor was hard, but I never complained or shifted away. I stayed exactly where she needed me to be. That is where my hips went, not to old age, but to her. And she doesn't know. She has never known. Now she is grown. She sleeps behind a closed door, and my hips scream at me every morning when I try to stand. The family calls it wearing down, but they do not know it was love. Now, here is where I need you to pay very close attention. Because something happened 3 weeks ago that I have not been able to stop thinking about. A friend of the family came to visit, and she came carrying a puppy, small, clumsy, and falling over its own feet. They lost their minds completely. The daughter dropped to the floor laughing before the door was even fully open. The father, the same man who no longer scratches behind my left ear, who walks past me with his keys in his hand, got down on his knees and let that puppy climb all over him, grinning a way I have not seen in a very long time. I watched from my corner. Nobody called me over or thought to include me in the joy happening 6 feet away. A cold, sharp feeling sat directly in the center of my chest. Is that what they want? Is that what is coming? Someone new, loud, and whose legs still work, to take my place because I had no more strength to do basic things. The visitor left after an hour, taking the puppy with her. But something changed inside me. For days afterward, I kept replaying that afternoon, noticing other small changes. Conversation stopped when I entered. The father looked at me with an unfamiliar sadness, and the daughter took photographs of me more often than she used to. My fear assembled these pieces into a story I could not stop telling myself. What if they are preparing for life after me? What if that puppy was a glimpse of what comes next? One cruel thing that you can do to a loyal heart is to forget them, especially when you believe you are family, and that hurts deeply. But here is something I did not expect. On some evenings, the daughter will come find me before heading to her room. She will sit down on the floor by my worn and faded rug, gently pat my head, and whisper a few encouraging words just for me. She doesn't stay long, and she doesn't cry on the floor anymore, but those quick, quiet moments mean everything. While the rest of the house feels busy and distant, she still makes sure to check in, showing me that I haven't been completely left behind. I press my heavy head against her hand, giving her all the devotion I have left. I have one duty remaining, one final thing I assigned myself, because purpose is the only thing keeping my legs moving now. Every night, when the house goes dark and everyone surrenders to sleep, I drag myself into the hallway. It takes time now, and the pain is significant. Some nights my legs shake beneath me and I have to stop halfway to breathe, but I make it, and I watch the hallway. I guard the threshold the way I have guarded it for 14 years, because someone must. That is what I am, and that is who I chose to be from the very first night they brought me home. They have never once woken up and seen me there. They never will. I do not know what is coming, and perhaps that uncertainty is what frightens me most. Maybe the puppy was only a visitor. Why was she taking so much photograph? Was I reading too much into a normal evening? I tried to play down my fears, but my emotions won over my performance. I had 1,000 feelings about my situation, but none of them changed the fact that I was old, and that was the only feeling that stayed. So I kept dragging myself into the hallway every night, listening for sounds that no one else hears, and protecting the people I love. A small fear remains that one day this house will decide it needs someone younger, stronger, and who can still run to the door. I know that fear is there, quiet, persistent, and following me through every room of this shrinking world. Because aging teaches you that being loved and being needed are not always the same thing, and sometimes an old heart cannot tell the difference. If an animal gives you its entire life, every sacrifice, every silent night, every broken joint, and the only thing it asks in return is that you don't forget it while it's still breathing, is that too much to ask? And when you look at the old ones in your life right now, the ones who have gone quiet, who no longer run to meet you, who watch you from corners, are you sure you know what they are carrying? Are you sure?
Now that you have listened to this precious animals, let's hear your own voice in the comments. I see every one of them, and if this story stayed with you, please hit that subscribe button and share the hidden emotional lives of these lovely creatures. There is another soul waiting to share their story with you right now. Click the next video here to step into their world.